Hello, my name is Matthew, and today is Bloom's Day, so I thought I would read a short story by James Joyce. And I read Counterparts, which I don't know if it's my favorite Joyce short story, but it's certainly the most memorable to me. Uh, Throughout the story, there's such a dramatic tonal shift. It begins light, almost comedic, and it goes, by the end of it, it's dark. And every time I've read it and finished it, it always feels like a gut punch. And it's basically a day in the life of Ireland, and our main character is um, a copy clerk. He's a scrivener, and we learn that he's an alcoholic and lazy and unreliable and untrustworthy. Um, but at the beginning, he's somewhat likable as this layabout. Um, it starts with him getting hauled into his boss's office for not getting his work done, and his boss reams him out and says, you know, you better have your assignment done by the end of the day or you're really going to be in trouble. And our main character turns on his heel, puts on his hat and coat, and goes straight to the bar in the middle of the day to have a beer. Uh, when he gets back to the office, it's way too late for him to get his work done. He gets in trouble again, makes a smart remark to his boss. His boss is completely irate and says, "Do you consider me an utter fool?" And almost to the surprise of our main character, he says, "Well, that's an unfair question to put on me." So, even more clever than he anticipated. But he gets in trouble again, and now he's thinking, man, I just need to go out for more drinks. That's what I need. I need to meet up with my friends. He spent his last penny for his beer on his lunch break. So he needs to go to a pawn shop and hawk his pocket watch just to have enough money to have drinks for the night. And he does. He goes off. He meets up with his buddies. He recounts the day, retells them his very quick-witted quip that he's shot back to his boss about, do you consider me an utter fool? And he's playing it up. Uh, Even calls other coworkers at the bar, calls them over to say, tell him again what I said. And every time I read it, I'm thoroughly amused through this whole portion, um, with this guy just being like an unreliable drunk who doesn't really care, and he's getting more drinks and he's buying rounds, and you can tell time's going by, drinks are going down. His sense of decorum is changing. A woman walks by and they kind of brush past each other, and he kind of expects that the woman is going to look at him, and she just totally ignores this man that's been drinking all day long, and he's disappointed. After this, a young man comes over and they decide to have a challenge of a feat of strength, and they're going to arm wrestle. And the other person beats our guy. He goes best 2 out of 3. Gets beat again. Everyone's kind of dispersing. He's checking his pockets. Now he's totally out of money. Feels like he's not even drunk. He still wants to, he's walking home and thinks like, man, I wish I could just keep drinking. I need another drink in me. But he doesn't have any money. So he goes home to his wife and kids. So this man who is eyeing up girls at the bar, turns out he's married. He has kids. He's pawning his pocket watch just to have enough drinks to get through the night. He's not taking his job seriously. He's right at the edge of being possibly fired. And at this point we learn that he's a family man, to use a phrase. So he has a wife and children. He gets home and his wife is praying at the church. She's not home. And one of the little boys comes out. And our guy comes in, maybe not drunk, but certainly not sober. He asks the little boy, doesn't even know the boy's name. He asks him, which one are you? Are you? I can't remember, but he's Tom. He goes, where's your mother? And the little boy says, well, she's at the chapel. And so he goes, well, where's my dinner? And the boy says, well, I can fix it for you. And the man realizes that the fire had gone out in the kitchen and explodes. He takes it out on the little boy. And the little boy said, well, I'll get the fire going again. And earlier in the story, when our guy is taking it from his boss, getting screamed at and yelled at and reamed out and just being subjected to abuses, and he had to sit there and take it. Well, now he's at home in front of a defenseless young child, and he has the power. He's in charge. He doesn't have to take any back talk. And he beats the hell out of the little boy for not having a fire on. I'll read the last portion. Now you'll let the fire out the next time, said the man, striking at him viciously with the stick. Take that, you little whelp. The boy uttered a squeal of pain as the stick cut his thigh. He clasped his hands together in the air, and his voice shook with fright. "Oh, Pa," he cried, "don't beat me, Pa, and I'll say a Hail Mary for you. I'll say a Hail Mary for you, Pa. If you don't beat me, I'll say a Hail Mary." So, that's the end. It just ends with him in action, beating a little boy with a stick that's cutting his skin, and the boy screaming and pleading for his father to stop. Horrifying. So, at the beginning, you're kind of sympathizing with this guy. You like him. He's got that boss that's always, nagging down his neck, and he wants to go out and have drinks and have fun with his friends, and you kind of get along with him. And he's a monster when he gets home in the privacy of his own home. Takes out all of his disappointments, all of his world wearies on this little boy, presumably also on his wife and other children. I think it's a very well done story for showing a whole realized character, and again, this is also a day in the life of Ireland, like another one of James Joyce's stories. I'll end it there. Just incredibly sad, and the levity at the beginning makes the anchor just drop even farther. Let me know if you've read it. Let me know if you like it. If you're interested, I'd love to know which short stories by James Joyce that you like, what you think of Portrait of the Artist, or Ulysses, or Finnegan's Wake. But yeah, so happy Bloomsday, everybody. Take care. Leave a comment if you'd like. Thanks for watching. Bye.